Family, I've probably done this video or attempt to do this video like 2-3 times. So to the follow-up of this, so the plan was to pull this motor out, which I've already done. Got it out of this Ford Fusion in 2008. Now I thought this motor was a 2.5. Apparently 2012 or 2011 and up has a 2.5 in it, and lower has a 2.3, which I've already invested so many hours getting this motor out from this junkyard. So I'm just going to stick with this. I think this is a good candidate. It's a very high mileage motor. However, I'm going to tear it apart. So if you guys saw in the last video, in that clip I showed you, same car. Haven't heard anything back from the machine shop, and to be honest with you, there's a few things on that block I didn't like. So we're just going to try and do this Ford Fusion in the MAZDASPEED swap type deal, and hopefully this video will be somewhat of a guideline to other guys who want to save their MAZDASPEED 6 or 3. Seen a lot of them online. I've been looking for parts online last night, and I see a lot of speeds being for sale with a blown motor. So good thing and a bad thing, I guess, but yeah, try to save this car. So like I said, it's a high mileage motor. Now the thing with the junkyard is obviously this is outside, it's raining. I got out of the car, like I said, and going back and forth work, if I didn't have to go to work and all that, if I had help, I already had this in the car, or had this at the house, I'm sorry, have to go to U-Haul and get a truck to pull it out and take it home, because this won't fit in the Pilot. So the plan is to get the head off today. So I personally am not a Mazda connoisseur or a Mazda professional, nor a full professional, neither do I want to be one. So but I'm pretty confident there's not much difference between L3K9 and whatever the stamp on these blocks are, other than it not having the oil feed and the oil drain on the back of the block. I don't think any of these parts are that much different. I may be wrong, but we will learn as this build goes on. Pretty much excited for this, because this is pretty much different than doing the K series. Not saying I'm a K series professional, but learning as I go. I think I know a little bit ins and out on the K series, but these Ford motors, man, you know, I think it's really interesting to see what I can learn and see if there's any much different inside of the short block. Pistons, rings, all that, rods especially. But as far as I'm seeing here, the timing is not much, it's not any different. Now I'm probably going to use the timing components from the Speed 3. So I'm not going to use this chain, I'm not taking this head. But as far as the timing guides and all that, they look the same, man. But again, I'm going to use the parts from a MAZDASPEED setup just to be, you know, safe. I'm sure they use less friction washers on these setup. I'm going to use everything. So I think the MAZDASPEED, they use a lot more friction washers. So yeah, kind of like what I'm seeing so far. So finally got the head off. It was a pain in the ass, I'm not lying to you guys. I had to ask for help, and it's very stormy today, very wet as you can see, and I'm not sure if you guys know the difference in the quality or the wide angle view. I actually picked up a GoPro probably a month ago from today. Today's March 12th to 13th, something like that. So I picked this up while I was in Austin, Texas for Circuits of the America, Cars and Coffee. So Actually, it was brand new. It's a GoPro Hero 6 Black, but I picked it up from the mall for $110. This guy was selling it, and like I said, it was brand new. I actually tore it out of the seal, so I know it's the older model. I know they have the Hero 6 now, Hero 8. I'm sorry, but I didn't want to get a 4. I was looking at a 4, but it doesn't have stability. So this has stabilization. So when I'm doing those POV car driving videos, it won't be too shaky. So if the quality is bad, I won't know until I get home, because when I put up on the computer, I'll see how it looks. But I think this is supposed to do 4K, and I don't want to use my phone. I'm not comfortable using that, and I don't want to bring the DSLR in this wet weather. So yeah, I'm getting sick too. I sound sick. Hopefully it's not Corona. But yeah, so got the head off, and I'm very excited. I think this is going to be a decent build episode, and hopefully guys who are trying to save their speed, hopefully they learned something from this, and hopefully I learned something from it as well. But looking so far from this block, it's pretty similar, so I don't see why it shouldn't work. But again, I'm going to tear this down and change up a few things to my liking, experiment a bit, and get this car up on the road, and hopefully it'll be reliable, and whoever buys it, they can enjoy it just like I would. So yeah, another tip as well, if you come to the junkyard by yourself, I wouldn't suggest doing that. Have some help. If you come by yourself, hopefully it's for something small. But this was a hassle, because when I had to take this out of the car, I had to take my tools all the way back to the SUV, or ask the guys up front to hold it for me, and hopefully I can trust them as well, because this is dog eats dog world. I don't suggest leave your tools out here. Everyone looks out for himself. So have someone with you, man. So I had to take my tools all the way back to the front, push that hoist down here. If you guys watch Young Static, he's good with these junkyard type videos, or Hush Performance. You see they use those big hoists, which is pretty cool. So you got to rent it out here for $20, but you get your money back. It's sort of a deposit. So have some help, man. If you can somehow persuade the old lady to come here with you, that'd be good. Or if you have some buddies. But happy I finally got it out. Took 3-4 days, man, but like I said, that's in between going to work, me coming here late, and I'm running out of time. But I finally got it, so I should be able to get this in the pilot. It's not too heavy, so I should be able to just lift it up, take it over to the front, back the pilot in, and get this home and start working on it. So yeah, another tip: if you guys need to pull engines out of a car, something I'm sure a lot of people have done this before. I forgot my chain at the house, so I actually used this seat belt. I actually just cut the seat belt out of the car and tied it around those hoist supports on the Mazda and the Ford. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about if you're doing these, if you work on these motors before. And that was a lifesaver. I thought I had to go all the way back home, because I live 30 minutes from where I'm at now, 30-45 minutes depending on traffic, and that as well would take time. So that really came in handy. So stay tuned with this video, guys, and tearing this down and seeing what the major difference from the Speed 3, Speed 6, L3 K9 motors. And again, let me know about the quality, and hopefully it's great. So watch out, guys, stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching the video. So we're getting there, 961, and yeah, I'm ready to get these cars up and running so I can enjoy them, man. So peace, much love, guys.